I welcome you to our today's edition of CIG Sunday Night Live. CIG means Caritas Investment Group. We are partners that shares the same vision, the same ideas, and the same goal, using the Long Reach International platform to actualize our dream. Today, we will be having a guest, somebody that has traveled this journey with us for the past 7 years, and she has gone through a lot, just like we all have gone through a lot. Even though she is operating from the background, she is somebody that we, the leaders of CIG, respect so much. And today she will be taking a turn to be on the spotlight to tell us a little bit of how she has fared in this business and why she is still in this business, and if there is any reason she may have, thought about to make her quit the business. All these we are going to hear today from a top leader of CIG. With me is our anchors, as usual, Gloria Oke and Setonji Hukunten, who are here with me to take over from this point and invite our guests. Then we will all listen attentively to her story as the interview goes on. I want to encourage everyone here present. Please get a note. For every guest we bring in here, there is a reason. Take down nuggets, take down notes. In your quiet time, in your moment of despair, you will go through those notes and it will help you a lot. Our business thrives, survives on motivation. And that motivation, you will have to go out and look for it. Because if you don't hear it, if you don't read it, if you don't see it, it becomes difficult for you to move on. But I can assure you, there is no industry in the world that is as lucrative like this industry we find ourselves. It is gold mining in the home. And every home has a gold. So let's sit back, compose ourselves as we listen to our guests for today. I will now hand over to our anchors, Seton and Gloria, to take the proceedings for today. Thank you very much. Let's meet Ubong Ibiok.
I'm a mother, I'm a wife, and I'm also an entrepreneur. I graduated from the University of Calabar a few years back. I read sociology, and I also have a diploma in social work, not social network, the social work from the same university.
Wow, nice. You still giving the low parts of it. Now, what year did you actually join network marketing? And did you have experience? Maybe you joined a particular network before Long Reach, and you can tell us how many networks you've done. Then comparing what you experienced with that, can you just tell us your experience?
Okay. Before Long Reach, I had been on about 2 or 3 networks before I joined Long Reach, and I must tell you that it's different from what we have here in Long Reach. Honestly, the other networks that have been don't have the compensation plan that Long Reach has. The one that excites me is that they pay directly into your account in Long Reach, whereas the other networks that have been, you have to queue and wait for your bonus. You have to ask your upline, when will I get paid? You have to ask your upline, how much have I sold this month? Will I benefit or will there be a bonus for me this month? But in long reach, the money comes straight to your account. Your upline doesn't even have to know what you earn, or doesn't even have to be aware if you've earned or not. It's exciting to be in long reach compared to where I've been before.
Wow. Nice. And now, like a follow-up question to that, I remember vividly that in one of our trainings, and you talked about your husband making jest of you when you wanted to start, when you started the long reach business, and that you've done several ones or something, but maybe like 3 or 4, or you said 2 or 3 now.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so
actually,
you saw the compensation plan. You saw the compensation plan that makes you to stick.
Yeah. When I started long reach, my husband was so funny. He would make jest of me like on a daily basis, because from the other ones, each time they pay us, I'm always complaining, oh, my upline didn't pay me well, oh, my upline didn't make my bonus as it's supposed to be. I have sold so much, I was expecting this, and I got so low. So when I brought in long reach, he was like, well, you started, you're on your own. Whether they pay you or not, the money is yours, the business is yours. Just do whatever you want to do with it, but make sure you don't complain as you used to complain in the other ones. But when I looked at long reach compensation plan, I found out that the money was not going to go to my upline first. The money was going to come to me and into my account. I'm not going to wait for my upline to pay me. I'm not going to beg for my bonus. So he wasn't really paying attention to it until the first day that I got my bonus paid directly into my account. And it was so pleasant because it came with my code. I don't know if other banks do it, but the bank I use, they pay you and your code comes in with your alert. So I was so excited, and I went to him. I'm like, they've paid me. See my alert, see my bonus. And funny enough, my first bonus in long, which was 420 naira. So I didn't even mind. I was just excited that no one is going to pay me. Company is going to pay me directly, and they're paying it directly into my account. So it didn't matter if I earned 80 naira that day. It didn't matter if I earned 100 naira that day. I was just excited that this money came in straight from Long Reach with my code into my account. So that was just the excitement for me.
Over to you, Gloria.
Wow. Okay, Boss Ibiok, it's such a pleasure. I mean, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's even more of a pleasure that I have the privilege to, to be on the panel to interview you. Okay, so with what had gone on with your other network businesses, that you had, tried to do, why did you eventually resolve to join Long Reach in spite of the other, disappointment and discouragement, that you got from the other network platforms?
Okay, let me start from the first one that I joined. The first network marketing company I joined used to sell garments, body garments for women. And so when I sell one body garment for a lady, it will take like a year or two before she comes back to buy another one. And it has to be like that, because I mean, if you're selling, for example, if you're selling a bra for a lady, she won't come back the next week to buy another bra. She won't come back the next month to buy another bra. If you're selling a girdle for a lady, she will use that girdle for a year. If she doesn't want to buy from you, I mean, she's okay with the one she bought from you.
Okay.
So I realized that I wasn't going to go far if I stay here and sell one product in 1 year, or I sell 2 products in 1 year. I wasn't going to go anywhere. I wasn't going to achieve anything. And so what happened was, along the line, I had my 4th baby. And I started bleeding seriously after I had my 4th child in October. The whole October, I was bleeding seriously. The whole November passed, and I was still bleeding seriously. And I went back to my doctor. It's over 2 months I gave birth. Why am I still bleeding? He said, well, it must be a hormonal imbalance. Can you come in for a checkup? And I did. Actually, it wasn't something serious. We all got worried. And so it persisted till the 2nd month passed and into the 3rd month. So a friend of mine came in for my child's dedication. That was the child I gave birth to. Came in for the child dedication. And she wasn't so happy seeing me looking so pale. From where I come from, when you give birth, you have to be in a fattening room and look chubby when you want to come out for a dedication. So with all the fattening that my mom could help me do, I wasn't really getting myself. So my friend called me outside and she asked me, "You, what's really wrong?" At first, I was trying to keep it to myself, but after a while, I opened up to her. And I told her that I've been bleeding since October. It might stop for a week, and then another week it starts. That I don't understand. And she said, "What have you used?" During this period, I have used all the antibiotics that I could lay my hands on. I didn't even know I was supposed to use any hormonal imbalance, fertility, or whatever product. I didn't even use any supplement. All I was using was strong antibiotics, very strong antibiotics, either by injection or orally. And so my friend said, "Look, I just have something I can give you. I have a sanitary napkin that I can give you." And I was really surprised because what sanitary napkins haven't I used? At some point, I was doubling my sanitary napkins. I'll use 2 or 3 at a time. You know the sanitary napkins that women use when they give birth, the very soft one. I think it's comfy or comfy they call it. So I'll put 3 on it and use, and I wasn't still comfortable. So when she presented me with a sanitary napkin called Superpin, I wasn't really excited about it because I mean, what haven't I used? And she insisted that I should try it. So I used the sanitary napkin for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. To my greatest surprise, after the 4th week, I wasn't bleeding heavily again. It reduced and reduced and reduced. So I was really surprised. And I called her up. I said, "I need to know what is in the part that I'm using. I need to know why I'm not feeling this pain and everything that was going on in the previous month." That was when she sat me down and put me through on what the components of the sanitary napkin was. And honestly speaking, since that year she gave me that sanitary napkin, I have never tried using any other sanitary napkin in the market again. I don't want to see myself going through what I went through in 3 months. So
Wow.
that was the turning point for me. I decided to stay in Long Beach and do Long Beach.
Wow, this is incredible. I mean, we've had so many different versions of stories about how the sanitary napkin, has been effective, but this one is a big add-on, to our list. That's very good. So, yes, again, the superb sanitary napkin was what did it for you. That was a turning point for you, right?
Yes,
That's awesome.
yes.
Okay, so could you, besides the sanitary napkin, can you let us know, share with our audience your 5 favorite products, that you've used in Long Beach all these years, and if you can also share some more testimonies, we'd appreciate that.
Okay. I think I have used about let me just be moderate. I have used about 90% of the Long Reach products. In fact, I was laughing with my husband that I'm getting close to using Libao if you're not going to use it. So I've used I've used so many Long Reach products. Now, the one that really shocked me most was the Cordyceps militaris. Sometime in 2019, I had this sharp pain all around my waist, from the lower part of my waist at the back to the front. It was so severe. I couldn't sleep for nights. So my husband asked me to go in for a scan, and I went in for a scan. Well, the doctor said, "Mrs. Ibiok, you have a little cyst forming in your stomach." And I'm like, "Cyst?" I now recall that I have 2 family members who have gone for an operation for cyst, and I didn't really. It wasn't a pleasant experience. So when I heard that, I was disturbed. Funny enough, the doctor told me it's so small, so you don't have nothing to worry about. And I told him I have nothing to worry about when something is forming in my stomach. And he said, since it's small, a very good antibiotics will take care of that. So when I got home, I told my husband about it, and we quickly went in for cordyceps militaris. I started taking it the first week, second week, third week. Nothing happened. I took the second bottle. Hmm. The second bottle was when I knew that labor pain is nothing. As I was on the second bottle, the pain that I had was more severe than the ones that I've had before. So on this fateful morning, I wanted to take my daughter to school because the school is in the estate. So I said, okay, let me just trek with her. I took her to school. On my way back, I couldn't even move my legs again. And my husband had traveled. So I struggled and I walked back home. Immediately I got into my living room. It was as if a pin, you know how you put water in a balloon and you puncture the balloon, the whole water comes out. That was exactly what happened. As soon as I got into my living room, everything busted. Blood was everywhere. Everywhere was soaked. My clothes were soaked, everything. And I had a pad. Funny enough, because I had this severe pain, I decided to just wear a pad that morning. So when I got to my living room, everything just busted. And I stood for about 5 to 6 seconds and I was wondering, supposing this happened on the road, I don't know how embarrassed I would be. But as God would have it, He took me to my parlor so that I could see what would come out of me. Honestly, when I pulled my dress and everything fell off, it was like a sack with fluid and different things inside it. I said, okay, let me just clean up and then sit down and regain my strength and the shock I got from it. I dressed up. I didn't feel like going out. I was still sitting down. After a while, I had another severe pain. I quickly went to my room. Immediately, I took off my clothes. It busted again. And when I looked on the ground, it was like another sack with so much fluid inside. At that point, I had to call my husband because he wasn't in Lagos and nobody was in the house. So I had to call my husband. I said, look, I'm going to send a picture to you. I didn't tell him it was from me. I just sent him the first picture because I took pictures of it. I sent the first picture, I sent the second picture, and it was like, wow, who sent it to you? Wow, this is serious. Who sent it to you? I said, well, nobody sent it to me. Where did you get it from? We need to put it up when we are doing our presentation. I said, no, this is from me. And my husband waited for a while and he was like, what did you say? I said, yes, this came out of me. And then the first picture is the first episode. The second picture is the second episode. At that point, my husband said, look, let me cut the call and make a video call and look at you and see if you're still okay to talk. Honestly, I thought that was the end. I thought it was over. Few minutes later, another one happened. It happened 4 times. And I mean, after that week, I went back to my doctor. I said, I want to do a scan. Let me see if truly Codice Militaris worked for me. And when I did the scan after 2 weeks, nothing was found in me. Absolutely nothing. And I told my doctor, well, you said a good antibiotic is going to take care of it. That was what I did. I went for a good antibiotic. And he asked me which of the antibiotics. I couldn't have told him any other thing. It was our Codice Militaris. So for me, panty liner pad, Codice Militaris, my highest rated product that I've used.
Awesome.
And then berry oil and hand cream. Those are my two combo for a very smooth skin. If you're out there and you're a lady, you don't need to go for any toning cream, any bleaching cream. Go for berry oil and hand cream. If you can use your hand cream, use it very well. I've always told people that I don't have any body cream. It's my hand cream that I've used. And then the fifth one should be the alkaline cup. That should be on everybody's table. Everybody's table. I used to have ulcer when I was in secondary school. And I grew up with it thinking it was just a normal stomach ache until I came into Long Beach. I knew that this biting thing in my stomach is ulcer. I started taking my berry oil as well. I started being on the alkaline cup and truly it's been amazing. I've not had such occurring episodes of ulcer anymore. So those are my top 5 products.
Wow, thank you so very much for sharing these wonderful testimonials. I mean about our products. I am just appalled, and I'm sure that our guests too are very happy that you were able to share this. So see, this is what we gain from coming to this into this informative sessions, because we get to see about all of these products and how they have worked out for us. Thank you. Boss Sitan, can you take
You're welcome.
the other question?
I actually, all this while I know speaking with her is usually fascinating, and she's a good trainer of trainers, and she's come a long way. But the husband has actually mentioned about little of this, but I've not actually had the opportunity of hearing the in-depth of what actually happened. This is really, really, really amazing. This is really, really amazing. And you get to hear from the experts, like I used to say, or like someone used to say, is that you don't ask from someone who has not been to the war, how is the war? You ask from someone who has returned from the war.
Yeah.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Now, these are common. There are hiccups, there are challenges, there are that. Now, what we just want you to tell us now, in spite of all that has happened in this language business, what has kept you going? Why I'm asking this, that you're taking in this dimension, our topic this night says, never give up. Now, what's kept you going without giving up?
Okay. Number one thing that kept me going was, how am I going to leave a company who has saved me this much? No matter what I do, no matter what I go through, how am I going to walk into a supermarket and pick up a pad that is not long reach? How am I going to walk into a supermarket and pick up a toothpaste that is not long reach? My conscience won't even let me do that. And so I have come to stay in long reach. So no matter what comes my way, no matter the challenges, no matter how slow it is, I cannot leave long reach. I cannot look at any other one. Yet we have so many. We have the ones that are similar to long reach. We have the ones that are like long reach. But the joy that I have here, the peace that I have here, the comfort I have in long reach cannot be compared with any other one. So I always tell people, because a lot of people say, you're still doing long reach. Why wouldn't I do long reach? I'm going to do it, and I will do it, and I will do it again. Even if I'm offered it 10 times, I'm going to take the offer 10 times, because I have come to realize that no matter what product I use out there, I'm not going to have this testimony I just shared with you this evening. That's the honest truth. I have come a long way in long reach. I have, like I said earlier, I have used a lot of their products, like more than 90% of the products. And I have tried using other products. It doesn't work the same way long reach works. So I'm committed to long reach. I am here to stay. We live here. So there's no going back, there's no looking back. Forward ever.
Backwards never. Okay.
That's the spirit. That's okay. Over to you, Boss Gloria. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So it would be good to say, or I do not want to put the words in your mouth. Just to reiterate, was there ever any time that you thought of quitting language? Just to reiterate that again.
Yes. At some point, there was a time that I just sat back. We are all human. So at some point, we were winning, and then it started coming down. The momentum was going down, and I felt I was not catching up anymore. In fact, something happened that made me move back a little bit, not from the product, because I'll always be a faithful user of the product, not from the product, but from the business itself. When you see others winning and you're trying to do the same thing they are doing, you're trying to work towards winning and you're not getting the results, it hits back very well. So at that point, I knew something was wrong. So instead of me fighting back, I just withdrew into my shell and I had that space. But after a while, I told myself, no, since I'm still in the business and the people we started with are still winning, why am I at the back? I need to come back. I need to do it again. I need to show people that, look, no matter what, as long as you're focused on your destination, you will arrive. So I came back, and I came back with my husband as well. And when we came back together, it was different. It was totally different. So, I will always tell people, don't worry about the slow time. Don't worry about the times that you feel you're not doing well. always, when you're done with that period, come back. When once you come back, you will win. So that was it for me. I just had to bring it back on.
Wow, thank you very much. So it's like they say, a fall is not a fall. What is a set off, to
Yeah.
to move on. That's awesome. Thank you, because I had to ask that because how we may have partners who are struggling in their businesses, maybe discouraged for whatever reason it is, but so that's why I asked you that question. So as far as that is concerned, what are you thankful for the most since you came on board this Long Reach platform? What are you thankful for?
I'm very, very thankful for my health. That's number one. For my health. I remember when we were growing up, or when I started menstruating and I used to have serious menstrual pain. My grandma would say, don't worry, when you get married, when you give birth, all that will go away. But first, second, third, fourth child, I still was having serious menstrual cramps. So I'm so thankful for the health I have in Long Reach. I'm so thankful that at that point, God brought Long Reach to me. And when God brought Long Reach to me, I didn't refuse it. I received it and I got my health back. And secondly, I'm thankful for the financial stability. And I tell people that in Long Reach, it's not just about money. There's some people that have money, but they don't enjoy it. There's some people that have money and wish they don't have the money. But the money we have in Long Reach is the one that brings peace, the one that God says, and adds no sorrow. So it's that kind of money, that kind of financial stability that I enjoy in Long Reach. So I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for my financial stability. I'm thankful for the health of everyone in my family. So for Long Reach, it's a win-win for me.
Wow. Thank you so very much. Because I know I was talking to our 3SD a little while ago, and he said, we celebrate. We just don't celebrate people when they're winning. You celebrate people when they are tenacious, when they are staying, when they have every reason to quit, but they're still pushing on. So we really, really celebrate you. Thank you very much. And just for the sake of, we might have some partners, who are struggling in their business, so what would be your advice for them?
Okay, because today's theme is never give up. Number one thing, if it is not your turn, keep clapping for people that are winning. Keep celebrating people that are winning, no matter what level. Even if you're a pre-diamond, you're a diamond one, you're a preferred customer. Any day you see any celebration on Long Reach platform, please celebrate people. Clap for people. Make sure that you identify with the people winning, because as you do so, it comes back to you. It will definitely be your turn. It will definitely. I remember one time we're always paying this particular amount of money in church for people whose children are getting married. So I asked one day in the church, when will you pay for me? I've been paying. And my daughter is just 13 years. If my daughter is 23, will still be in this church. So the lady told me, look, it's turn by turn. So if you're a pre-diamond today, if you're a preferred customer today, it's turn by turn. Tomorrow you'll be a diamond one, tomorrow you'll be a diamond 4, 5, and 6. Just be consistent. Don't quit. Don't give up. Love what you're doing. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. And definitely it will be your turn. And I mean, the people that will clap for you will be more. So for all the preferred customers, all the diamond 1 to 7, if you're out there, be consistent, be focused, keep clapping for others that are winning, and tomorrow will be your turn.
I know that. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Bositon, can you take the other question?
I wish we go on with all this. One thing is this. I so much adore the the tenacity of our leader, Imaiduru, and the way it goes about his things. One of the lectures I have actually received, particularly maybe it was Bill Hybels, I can't remember, talking about parenting and talking about children, is that when you want to talk to them, don't stay as tall as you are, bend they see you at their level. Because what you're actually saying, most of the things you are saying resonates with me, and definitely will resonate with many of the participants on this platform today. Now, going by all this with your tenacity to hang on, never to quit, do you actually look up to, like, or do you have a mentor? Do you look up to some leaders that they actually help your journey? Do you actually have a mentor?
Yeah, there are a lot of mentors that I've looked up to over the years. But I have these two gentlemen in CIG that I'll always pray that God will bless them. Three is Yemai Duru and Ezi Chibuzo. They have never for one day given up on me. Even when I don't show up, even when I'm not close by, even when I'm at the back, these two gentlemen will always pull me up. I remember one time I was so down and out. One night, Ezema drove to my house. I didn't call him, nothing. He just drove down to my house. And he sat me in my parlor and told me, you see this business? If I can do it, I don't know why you're here. It just bothered me that I got so upset. And I had to come and tell you that whatever you're doing to yourself, get up and do language. That was when I realized that, wow, someone is looking out for me. And then as the Chibuzo, will never for one day stop lashing out at me. He will always tell me, you have a team. I don't know what you're doing, but I want to believe that you can do more. I want to believe that you are more than what you're showing us. And that's true. After I've listened to these two people in my life that Longreach has brought to me, supposing I was somewhere, I wouldn't have been able to have a family in Longreach or even get close to three. See, when we started Longreach, when you see a star director, it's like you're seeing one governor. You can't, you'll be wondering, yeah, you'll be wondering, how is that person a star director, like a director in the company? So for me to have two giants by my side as my mentors that I look up to, that I can pick up my phone and call and talk to them and chat to them freely, it's a plus for me. It's an amazing experience. So that's it for me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's just so encouraging, and this is what we see over and over again, that network marketing gives you that opportunity of meeting great minds, and that we were just talking earlier with the SD, and we was like, how did we just become brother and brother? You understand? We just became brothers and sisters overnight, and it's just like you've known each other for like 20, 25 years ago. But this platform has actually creates that synergy within people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. But on the last one, those that are still thinking or skeptic or not so interested of joining this business, what would be your advice for them? And perhaps give us your last words. We just want to wrap up this interview session. For those that come late, that's your luck. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so if you're joining us today and you haven't come on board Longreach platform, I'll tell you not to waste time. If you can't do it for anything, do it for your health. Because at the end of the day, the system we have in Nigeria now, it doesn't favor you when you get sick. So for you not to get to the hospital and be on queue for 2 months, 3 months before you see a doctor, you need to, first of all, take care of yourself, take care of your health. And then when you come in, you begin to appreciate the business. Like I said earlier, I didn't come into Longreach to do the business. I was just, first of all, thinking of my health. What could help me? So when I got into Longreach, I knew that, okay, by buying products, I could even earn money. And that was when I started doing the business part of it. I, first of all, came into do Longreach business or Longreach because of my health. So for you out there, come into Longreach, do the business faithfully, then appreciate yourself by going out to be the product of the product. Because a lot of us out here, some of us don't use our products. I still find some people buying other products from the market. If you're in Longreach, use Longreach products for your health. Use it for yourself. Appreciate it, love it, and then every other thing will fall in place for you. So we are done with the good part of it, and then we are going to the best and juicy part of Long Reach. Long Reach slogan is a better life, better future. The better life is the health part. The future is stability, financial stability. So that's the part that we are going into now. If you're a new person on this Zoom meeting today, please listen and listen attentively on our entry level. What's in it for me? Shareholding, dividend paid monthly, all expense paid trip, car funding, house funding. These are all incentives that Longreach has to offer you. And then we have the entry level. We have about 5 entry levels in Longreach. I'll start with the starter combo. We have the starter combo. I think I'll have the slide of the entry levels. Okay, fine. Thank you very much. We have the starter combo, which is 4 PV and 14,000. For people who want to start at the first stage of Longreach, you can come in with 14,000 naira, and that's 4 PV. The next level is 60 PV, that's 45,000. Silver, we have gold, we have platinum, and the highest of them all is VIP. Longreach says maximum of 3 legs. Now, remember when I said that I started out Longreach as just buying sanitary pad and using it and not the business aspect of it. Longreach says maximum of 3 legs. If you have your 3 legs to be your children, your family, bring them on board, register them under you. Now, when I started, I didn't have the knowledge of bringing in my family. So I just went ahead and registered people under me. And then as I grew in the business, I had to register my own son under myself again. Second one is no time frame, no pressure. You don't have pressure when you come on board Longreach that you must do authorship, you must do this, you must do that. In the company that I have been, they give you a time frame. If you don't meet that time frame, all the points you have accumulated is flushed. So in Longreach, there's no time frame. You register yourself today and you come back another month and do upgrade. Nobody flushes your point. You grow at your own pace. Nobody puts pressure on you at all. Leadership is easily achievable in Longreach. As soon as you enter Diamond 1, you're already a leader because you have people under you. So leadership is easily achievable. You have your weekly bonus payment not paid into somebody's account. You have it straight into your bank account. No mandatory monthly purchase. I have been in a company that one time like that, I couldn't meet up authorship. They call it authorship. And I tell you that all my points were flushed. I didn't even see my point on the portal again. Everything I had accumulated, gone, because I couldn't meet up authorship. And then the second company that I was in, I kept doing authorship without using the product. What am I going to use a body garment for that I'm buying and buying and buying? So in Longreach, there's no mandatory monthly purchase. You do your purchase at your own time, at your own pace. Unlimited accumulation of bonus points. The points you use for your trip, the points you use for your car, all will be accumulated. If you're using your car trip points, it still counts for your car. I don't know. I still have to tell you that in the other companies that I've been, when once you're done with a trip point, that one is gone. You have to start another one for the car. And supposing you have 3 trips in a year, like we have in Longreach, if you accumulate the first point for your trip and that trip is done, people have gone and come back, that point is gone. When once you do the second trip, you're starting afresh. But in Longreach, all your points from the first day that you started will count for you until you achieve your start rate of 5. Now, the business structure is 3 people on each level. So your first level, you should bring in your 3 legs, and then you teach your 3 legs to bring in their 3. That is a 3 by 3. So your first leg, I always advise, let it be your family members first, because at the end of the day, when your team expands, you know that your family will benefit, and then other people will benefit as well. So the structure of Longreach is 3 by 3. You do your first 3 leg, and then you go out and teach these ones to do their own 3 and do their own 3. Next slide, please. We also have the ranking, Diamond 1, Diamond 2, Diamond 3, up all to Diamond 7. So your Diamond 1 gives you a 720 PV, which you can achieve by yourself by coming in. That's an entry level. So you can achieve that by yourself. And the VIP 2, that's the Diamond 2, 1,680 PVs, which you can do by yourself as well. But when you get to Diamond 3, you will need a team to do that. We also have entry levels from different countries. It varies from country to country. Now, this is the growth progression in long reach. Your first level is a distributor, and then Diamond 1 is 720, Diamond 2 is 1,680 PVs, Diamond 3 is 3,600 PVs. Diamond 4 now, you see that there's a gap between Diamond 3 and Diamond 4. That is where you will need a strong team. For you to pull Diamond 4, you need 2 Diamond 2 under you. So Diamond 4 PV is 15,000 PVs and Diamond 5 is 75,000 PVs. As you're growing in long reach, you need to carry your team along, because long reach will always ask you, provide 2 Diamond 5 before you get to Diamond 6. Provide 3 Diamond 6 or 3 Diamond 5 before you get to Diamond 7. So this growth progression should show you how you're going to grow in long reach, not to leave anyone behind, not to forsake or abandon any leg. And all of us from the distributor level, we should be heading to the star director level. That's 1.5 million PVs. That should be our target. That should be our focus. All of us should all aim to be a star director in long reach. We have entry levels from all countries. So it doesn't matter which country you are in. It doesn't matter wherever you are. You can do long reach business conveniently. But Seton, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. You just make it in a very nutshell and brisk, and we all equally appreciate that. Thanks so much for your time. I don't know. Well, maybe our camera will discuss some things with the 3SD, because I know that I just want to ask you this, which is actually different. I will have asked during the meeting, but it occurred to me again. Now, I just want to show. I want to show an image or a flyer of. Sorry, 1 second. So that flyer was when yeah, you can see the screen now.
Yeah.
You are in this squad that stormed Liberia.
Yeah.
And you were the only lady among them. Now we've seen some videos, we've seen some the ones you have, maybe you were in the gym and all that. Though you went there, I think your host was a lady too. Now, how did you feel among these giants to go to Liberia with them, and you actually took over the seminar? How was it like?
Long Reach is a family. Long Reach is a family. When I proposed to my husband that I'll be traveling to Liberia, I need to see my team. I haven't met anyone in Liberia, but I keep seeing PVs on my portal. I need to be on this trip. Now, AC had gone to Liberia like 2 or 3 times with 2AC Manuela. But this one, I told SD, I need to be on this trip with you. I need to follow you. So I told my husband that I'm traveling to Liberia. My husband was like, "You're the only female on that trip." I said, "Yes, because it's a family." Yes, because it's a family. So we fixed a date and we left. When we got to Liberia, it was a whole different experience. Something that I have never experienced before on any trip. I could see the bond, I could see the love, I could see care. Because the gentlemen I traveled with, in fact, they held me like a baby. I wasn't even feeling like a leader anymore. They paid so much attention to me because I was on that trip. And they kept reminding me, "Oh, you know that we obtained permission from your husband. So we need to bring you to it." So Long Reach is just a family, a superb family. When you are in the right place with the right people, you feel at home. You feel loved. So it was a nice experience in Liberia. And I love my team there. Thank you, Dr. Oguni and Vera Oguni for holding up Liberia for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time this night. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We hope that whenever we knock on your door again, it will be wide open for us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.